Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today for the franchise chat. I'm so excited to have John Priddy here from Two Men and a Truck. And if you haven't seen their trucks around, which I'd be very surprised if you haven't, Two Men and a Truck is a moving company and so much more. So I'm excited to have John Priddy here, who is the master franchise holder for Canada, to tell us a little bit about Two Men and a Truck. So, John, one of the things I always tell people is I love having a master franchisee in Canada because it's so helpful having somebody who knows the Canadian landscape. They can talk to you about where you live. They know the situation. So can you tell me a little bit about kind of what the plan is for Canada, and then also kind of your relation to your U.S. counterpart?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So thank you very much for having me, Natalie. Pleased to be here to talk about Two Men and a Truck. I've been involved in the franchise industry for close to 40 years now, and principal of a company called Heron Capital Corporation. And Heron Capital Corporation is a franchise management company. So, we're very active in the franchise industry in Canada, in the United States, and internationally. Some of the other brands that we've developed are on-site diesel refueling, mini tankers, now branded as For Refuel. And you might be familiar too with the ProShred mobile paper shredding and recycling. We brought on the Two Men and a Truck brand back in 2005, and we were happy to join the Two Men and a Truck system. Two Men and a Truck's been around since mid 1980s, so 35 plus years. So very successful business, very well established business, and they were looking for a master for Canada. We certainly had the franchising experience and the local expertise with regard to knowing the Canadian marketplace. From Vancouver, right through to St. John's. So our plan for Two Men and a Truck Canada is to establish about 40 franchises in total, every major market across the country. Currently, we're actively recruiting for the BC marketplace, the Greater Vancouver area, and in Moncton, New Brunswick. The balance of the territories are already built out. We have a very successful network of franchisees in Canada at the present time. The U.S. They have 375 franchises in place there, and they'll probably grow to somewhere around 500 by the time they're done. Two Men Trucks even expanded internationally as well. I'm not sure if you know that, but they're like England, Ireland, and Scotland as well. And being the master for Canada, our primary job is to recruit new franchisees for the Canadian marketplace and support the Canadian franchisees in the same manner that the U.S. franchisees will be supported in the U.S. by Two Men and a Truck International.
That's fantastic. I knew that you were good at what you did, but I didn't know that you had that other experience with other franchises that you do. So that's absolutely that's amazing for the Two Men and a Truck brand to have somebody who's so knowledgeable in growing the franchise system. So that's fantastic. So one of the things that or questions that I find always comes up when I bring up Two Men and a Truck is I go, well, but there's so many different moving companies, and I said, well, there is, yes, because there's a lot of demand for it, but there are a couple things that really set you guys apart from the competition. So can I ask you a little bit about that to share that with us?
Sure. Yeah. Right now we're operating about 30 franchises across the country. I think we've got about 250 branded Two Men and a Truck vehicles on the road. And it's clearly stated in our mission statement as to what our goals and objectives are, and it all focuses around the customer. So we're a very customer-centric organization, and we survey all of our customers after we complete the moves. Right now, we have a 97.5% customer referral rating. So we really focus on meeting the customer's expectation and value as well as satisfaction. So that's what really does set us apart from other moving companies out there. Just good old-fashioned customer service. So we show up on time, we show up in the uniform, we show up with clean, shiny trucks, we show up with all the right equipment, all the right tools to get the job done. I guess the other thing that really sets us apart from the competition as well is our technology. A lot of people say, we're really a technology company, and that allows us to meet or exceed, customers' expectations. So, we have GPS on our trucks. We know where all our trucks are. We have our proprietary software package called Movers Who Care 2, so we can inventory all of our customers' belongings. So we know exactly, how much space it's going to take on a truck. We know exactly how long it's going to take 2 or 3 men to move that material. And so when you can tell a customer it's going to be an 8-hour move and it's going to be $1,000, and you come in on time and you come in on budget, no scratches, no dents. Customers are very happy.
Right, absolutely. I actually had the pleasure of visiting your London franchisees, and I was very impressed by the technology. It really was neat to see kind of how you can go in and you can quote everything, so you know exactly what how much it's going to take, how much time, how many people, how much money, and you can give them that quote. Like the technology really is absolutely amazing. Absolutely. So that's fantastic. And then during the COVID time, so everybody wants to know how are you doing during COVID? And with the real estate market just absolutely exploding in Canada, I can imagine that 2 Minute Truck has been quite busy also.
Yeah, it has been. So we were lucky to be deemed an essential business right from the outset. The moving industry is a large industry, estimated to be $5 or $6 billion annually in Canada. People move on average every 5 or 6 years. And Natalie, you can only imagine the problems that would exist if, the people that are moving, like the ripple effect, if they shut down the moving industry, the whole real estate industry would collapse. People needed to get relocated. They need to shelter in place, through the COVID times. Um, but during COVID, a lot of people made lifestyle decisions, like I want to move out of my condo in downtown Toronto and I want to move to the suburbs, or I want to move from the suburbs to some of the outlying communities. So there's been a lot of real estate activity taking place during COVID, and we've been extremely busy. So, but we needed to make sure our customers were safe, and we needed to make sure our employees were safe. So we called all of our customers before showing up to make sure that they haven't traveled outside the country, right? That they're not having any symptoms. We asked them not to have the whole family there when we arrived. We only wanted 1 or 2 people there when we arrived. All of our movers, we do health checks every morning. We send them out with sanitizers, rubber gloves, face masks. We sanitize the trucks every night after the move is complete. We staggered our crews. So one crew would come in at 8 and they're out by 8:15. The next crew would come in at 8:15 and be out at 8:30. So just to minimize the contact in our office. So, lucky to say we haven't had any real challenges on our end during COVID, and we've been extremely busy moving a lot of customers during the pandemic.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, one last question before I let you go. I know, and this isn't surprising, knowing your background now, is that you're always trying to expand, and one of the things that you're doing is what's the word I'm looking for, is bringing in new revenue streams for
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
franchisees. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing to what your new revenue streams are.
Yeah. So a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just a moving company. You just move people." Well, yeah, we're a moving company, all right, and we move more than people. We move businesses. So, residential moving is the primary source of income. Business moves another source of income. Um, Totally aligned with what we do is storage, and many of our franchisees are now branching out into fairly large facilities and doing short-term, intermediate, and long-term storage. And something that we've recently launched is junk removal. So, we've got 75 or 80 trucks on the road in North America doing junk removal, much like that other company, 1-800, I forget what it is. But, we do the junk removal. So you can call us, we can do your packing, we can do your moving, we can store your goods for a short or long period of time if necessary, and we can get rid of any of the junk that you want removed as well. And on the junk removal side, we're aligned with Habitat for Humanity and many other facilities like that. And there's a lot of good used furniture out there that we're able to donate to the Habitat and put back into use again. So we are truly a full service moving company. All your moving and packing supplies right through to moving and junk removal.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. And I love the who doesn't like new revenue streams. That's fantastic that you're introducing those. And I have to say, I know you said you're really focused on customer service and making sure your customers are happy, but your franchisees are quite happy as well, which is amazing to see. I heard nothing but great things when I went to visit and learn about your brand. So I think you're doing a fantastic job in Canada. And I'm really excited for people to learn more about you. And, like John said, BC and Moncton, New Brunswick are the only 2 areas where you can still get in on this fantastic brand. So if you have interest in learning more about it, please reach out. I'll make sure that you're qualified, and we'll do some preliminary questions before I pass you on to John. And John, you're absolutely fantastic to work with as well. So all my candidates that I've sent to you have always had nothing but great things to say. So thank you so much for working with them and also for joining me today. It was absolutely great having you here.